Hello and welcome to our Getting Results video series. My name is Chris Barker and I am the Project Manager for Results Software. In this video, we will continue to explore the capabilities of Results Software. This lesson is about understanding the roles and permissions. Each tenant has 3 different permission levels. You'll see that I am logged in as the administrator. That is the highest level of permissions. That level of permission allows that individual or multiple individuals, you can have more than one per tenant, allows them to do all the edits and setups of all the objects in the system. If I go to the admin option here, these were all the areas that the administrator is responsible to manage. They do the setup related to the maps, the groups, system settings, all the tools and the setups there, as well as managed users. If I go under the hood a little bit and say for the managed users, this is where the system administrator will set permissions for each individual. So if I go ahead and select Dan, you can see here individuals, what map they are related to. I can go ahead and change their home on what map, as well as their permission levels. Okay, and save it. That would be one example of an administrator responsibility. They would also be in charge of setting up the tools, the groups, and the maps. Okay, a person that is a power user, this role of power user, you see that they are specifically a power user for the strategy deployment map. Well, what does that mean? When I'm a power user, I would have the option to go under my strategic deployment map. So when I go ahead, and they would only have the option for the strategy here. So then they would have the ability, because they are kind of like a junior admin for the strategy, they would have the options to make changes to this area in the system. Only this area. They cannot make changes to any other maps, whether it be edits or setup, but they can make all the changes related to the images, the background information, vision, mission, values, setting up the key goals here. They can make all the edits, as well as do all the setups related to the measures. Okay, so again, a power user is like a junior administrator. They also have the ability to be assigned to manage a tool category or a group. Simply, if the administrator assigns them a group such as visioning, possibly they can be assigned as a power user. As the power user, they can now own a category or a group. So they're kind of like the assistant to the administrator. The third level of permissions is, if I go back and show you, is called just a regular user. So Dan here, it's Dan L, he is set up as a user in the system. What does that mean? A user has the ability to view all the information in the system. So they can explore all maps, not only their home map, they can look at all the information, all the processes, all the measures related to those. They can look at all the presentations that have been done in the system. They can also look at projects. Now, a user, though, can only edit what they own. So a user, maybe a senior leader, maybe they don't own any specific measures or projects, but they're just going to be viewing it. But possibly a team lead or a supervisor, middle manager, they might actually own some measures so that you can, as a user, you can edit what you own. There's my friend Dan L. So he is allowed as the measure owner to edit that measure. He is also the data steward for this other measure here. So he's allowed to then input values. If he perhaps was assigned to a task, he could, or he can even own a project, he can make changes there as well. But all the other projects that he's not on, he can only view the information. So kind of as a wrap up, we have 3 levels of permissions. Okay, we have administrator, power user, and user. Power user is like a junior administrator of a specific area. And then a user also can view the information, but they can have the additional role of being a measure owner, a data steward, or a core process owner, and they can make edits to what they own in that specific role. I hope this video has been helpful. That's all there is to know about permissions and roles. If you have any questions, please do not hesitate to reach out to me at cbarker@mathingenuity.com. Thank you for viewing our video today.